Have you ever tossed and turned all night, even though you were completely exhausted, unable to fall asleep? Every time you looked at the clock, you saw a new number, 1 a.m., then 3 a.m. As we get older, sleep doesn't always come as easily as it used to. But sometimes the reason isn't in your mind. It's right there in what you're eating in the evening. Welcome to Best Senior Sleep, where we awaken peace and restore health through every deep night's rest. Today, we're going to explore 6 familiar foods that can naturally improve your sleep. One food in particular, number 3 on our list, if you eat it at the wrong time or in the wrong way, could actually be costing you hours of sleep each week. So, settle in, get comfortable, and let's explore how your evening meal might just be the key to sleeping soundly again. Let's start with something small, sweet, and surprisingly powerful. That's the cherry. Now, I know you might be thinking, cherries? Really? It's just a fruit. But let me tell you a little story. Mr. Harold, who's 72 and retired, is a quiet man. He's not one for supplements or complicated health routines. But sleep, that had become his enemy. He used to sleep beautifully until a few years ago. Then suddenly, the nights became longer and lonelier. He'd wake up at 2 a.m., stare at the ceiling for hours, maybe doze for 20 minutes, and then wake up again. You probably know that frustrating cycle all too well. One afternoon, flipping through an old health magazine, he read a little blurb about tart cherry juice and melatonin. He thought, well, it's just juice. Can't hurt to try. So, he started having half a cup before bed, just once a night. Nothing dramatic. And after a couple of weeks, something quietly shifted. No more tossing and turning. No more early morning pacing. He started sleeping through the night. So, what makes cherries so special? Tart cherries are one of the few natural sources of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone your body produces to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. As we age, melatonin production tends to decrease, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. That's where cherries come in. They gently tweak your brain's rhythm in a soft, natural way, without force. But here's what most people get wrong. They hear fruit and think, oh, I shouldn't have that before bed. Too much sugar, right? But this isn't about a sugar rush from sweets. It's about timing and dosage. Just half a cup of tart cherry juice, about 1 to 2 hours before you want to go to sleep, is all you need. Or if you prefer to eat rather than drink, a small handful of dried or fresh tart cherries can offer a similar effect. You don't need to overdo it. This isn't a magic bullet, but it is a gentle support your body might be craving. And remember, it's not just about falling asleep. It's also about staying asleep and waking up feeling like you've actually rested. Now, if cherries sound a bit too delicate for you, what if I told you the next food on our list not only helps fill your tummy but is packed with sleep-loving nutrients that help your body relax from the inside out? Let's talk about a fruit that's been underrated for too long. Simple, soft, often overlooked. That's the banana. Now, picture this. Mrs. Gloria is 78. She's sharp, witty, still knits every Thursday with her church group, but her sleep, that was her daily complaint. She'd say, oh, I fall asleep just fine, but I'm wide awake at 2 a.m., like someone flipped a switch. Sound familiar? During a routine checkup, her doctor mentioned something simple but powerful. Her magnesium levels were a little low. The word magnesium stuck with her. Magnesium. She didn't want to take a pill, so she asked, is there anything I can eat instead? The answer, bananas. So she added 1 banana to her evening routine. Nothing fancy, just 1 banana about an hour before bed. Within a few weeks, she noticed something peculiar. She was still sleeping soundly at 2 a.m. And when she did wake up, she didn't have that jolt of wide-eyed panic anymore. It was gentler, easier, more natural. So why do bananas help? Well, they're often called nature's ultimate sleep aid, and for good reason. They're rich in magnesium and potassium, two minerals your body desperately needs to relax. Magnesium helps calm your nervous system. Potassium helps relax your muscles. And together, they create a sort of gentle lullaby for your body. But here's where people get it wrong. They think, a banana at night? Too much sugar, right? And yes, if you have 3 bananas with a bowl of ice cream, that's a different story. But one medium banana is perfectly balanced. The natural sugars are released slowly, thanks to the fiber. And combined with those key minerals, it becomes the perfect little pre-sleep snack. Want to make it even better? Pair it with a small spoonful of almond butter. That healthy fat helps slow digestion, so you stay feeling full and satisfied through the night. No more rumbling tummy at 3 a.m. It's simple, it's soothing, and for some, it's truly life-changing. And speaking of almond butter, let's stick with the nut world for a minute, because there's another one that might surprise you. It's small, it's crunchy, and it's often overlooked, but it's considered one of the top natural foods for better sleep. It's almond. Now, let me tell you about Mr. Sam. He's 81, a retired teacher, a man who really loved to think deeply, spent his life solving problems on a blackboard. But in recent years, he had one problem he couldn't figure out. That was restless leg syndrome. Every night, just as he was about to drift off, his legs would twitch, and ache, and feel restless. It was like his body couldn't turn off, even when his mind was tired. He tried warm baths. He tried stretching. But it wasn't until his daughter, a nutritionist, suggested something simple. "Dad, try having a few almonds before bed." At first, he laughed. "Almonds? What's a tiny nut got to do with my legs?" But after a week, the twitching started to subside. The restlessness faded. And for the first time in months, Mr. Sam says he slept like a log. Here's why. Almonds are little powerhouses of nutrition. They are rich in magnesium. Yes, that same calming mineral we talked about with bananas. But almonds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your body produce serotonin, which then converts to melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. So, you're getting a double whammy of benefits. One part helps relax your muscles, one part helps calm your brain chemistry. But here's where people often get it wrong. Most people eat almonds in the morning for energy, for protein, to kickstart their day. And that's fine. But if you really want to tap into their sleep magic, have them in the evening. Just a small handful, about 8 to 10 almonds, about an hour before bed. Don't overdo it. And make sure they're raw or lightly roasted. Stay away from salted almonds. Salt can dehydrate you and actually wake you up in the night needing water. Or worse, needing to go to the bathroom. Keep it simple. Let the nutrients do their quiet work. No fanfare needed, just calm, natural support for your body and mind. And now that we've talked about something crunchy, let's shift to something warm. This one might surprise you. When you hear oatmeal, you probably think of breakfast, a cozy bowl on a chilly morning, maybe with some raisins or milk. But what if I told you that oatmeal can actually be one of the best things to eat before bed? Let me introduce you to Mrs. Margaret. She's 75, a kind soul, keeps a tidy garden, hasn't missed a church potluck in 10 years. But lately, Margaret was having trouble falling asleep, not staying asleep, but falling asleep. She'd lie there with thoughts bouncing around her head like popcorn popping. She tried herbal tea, turning off the TV earlier, even a white noise machine. But then one day, she made a small, quiet change. Instead of nibbling on crackers or a sweet treat after dinner, she warmed up a small bowl of oatmeal. Not a big portion, just enough to feel cozy. A sprinkle of cinnamon, a few slices of banana. And you know what? She started falling asleep faster. Her body relaxed sooner. Her breathing slowed without her even realizing it. So why does oatmeal help? Here's the science. Oats are complex carbohydrates. When you eat them, they help gently raise your blood sugar. Not enough for a spike, just enough to help your brain release serotonin, that wonderful chemical that helps you feel calm, centered, and ready for rest. And here's the even cooler part. When you combine oats with a little calcium, like almond milk or dairy milk, your body uses that to produce melatonin. That sleep hormone we keep talking about. It's a gentle chain reaction. Oats-serotonin-melatonin-sleep. All from one humble bowl. Now, a common myth. Is oatmeal too heavy to eat in the evening? No, not if you keep it light. This isn't a full breakfast we're talking about. Just half a serving. Use almond milk instead of dairy if dairy feels too heavy. Add a touch of cinnamon, which also helps regulate blood sugar. Maybe toss in a few dried tart cherries or banana slices for that melatonin-boosting combo. It's warm. It's comforting. It's like telling your brain, okay, time to slow down now. Now, maybe you're someone who prefers savory over sweet. Not a fan of fruit or a warm bowl of mush. No problem. Because the next food is a quiet hero when it comes to sleep. And it might already be in your fridge. Okay, let's rewind for a second. Do you remember that feeling after a big Thanksgiving dinner? That unmistakable drowsiness, those heavy eyelids right after the meal. You might have blamed the mashed potatoes or the pie. But chances are, it was the turkey. That heavy eyelid feeling isn't just holiday magic. There's a very real reason behind it. And that reason is called tryptophan. Turkey meat is very rich in this powerful amino acid. And tryptophan, that's your body's natural pathway to producing serotonin, the feel-good chemical that relaxes your mind, and melatonin, the hormone that signals your brain it's time for bed. So, when you eat turkey in moderation, especially in the evening, you're not just nourishing your body, you're giving it the building blocks it needs to naturally wind down. Now, here's a common misunderstanding. Many people think eating protein in the evening will keep them awake. And yes, a heavy, meaty dinner at 9 p.m. might do that. But a small portion of lean turkey, particularly white meat like turkey breast, actually does the opposite. It can help you stay asleep longer and support deeper stages of sleep. It's all about balance. The best way, add a few thin slices of cooked turkey breast to your dinner plate. Or make a light turkey roll-up with whole grain bread, eaten about 2 to 3 hours before you want to go to sleep. That gives your body time to digest and start converting that tryptophan into the calming hormones you need. Some people even love cold turkey with a little mustard and spinach. It doesn't have to be complicated. And what makes turkey especially helpful for seniors is this: it's easy to digest. It supports muscle maintenance, which is so important as we age. And when eaten at the right time, it quietly sets the stage for better, deeper sleep. Now, we've talked about fruits, nuts, warm bowls of goodness, even turkey. But what if you're someone who prefers a gentle drink to end the evening? Something light, soothing, no chewing required. Well, our last item isn't technically a food. It's a humble tea. But don't let that fool you. Because when it comes to winding down the right way, chamomile tea might just be your best friend. Let me tell you about Mrs. Elaine. She's 83. Sharp-eyed, quick with a joke, loves crosswords and early evening walks. But as the sun goes down, Elaine has a ritual. Every single night, without fail, she makes a cup of chamomile tea. She cups both hands around the mug, leans back in her favorite chair, and sips it slowly. When asked why she never skips this ritual, she says it's more than just the tea. It's the feeling of slowing down. And she's right. Because chamomile tea isn't just warm and comforting, it's powerful. It contains a natural compound called apigenin, which links to specific receptors in your brain. And what happens then? Your nervous system relaxes. Your heart rate slows down. And your brain starts releasing the signal that says, it's okay. You can rest now. Now, the thing is, not all herbal teas are created equal. Some people think, oh, tea is tea. But chamomile tea has been specifically studied for its mild sedative effects, and it's one of the few teas that consistently shows positive results. That makes it an ideal choice for older adults who don't want to rely on medication or strong sleep aids. Here's how to make it work. Brew a warm cup, drink it about 30 to 45 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. Don't gulp it down. Take your time with it. You can add a spoonful of honey if you like sweetness, or a splash of almond milk to make it creamy. Drink it in a quiet space. Maybe dim the lights. Let your body associate this moment with stillness and peace. Because it's not just what you consume, it's how you slow down with it. So there you have it, 6 gentle foods that help nourish your sleep. They aren't magic pills, but they are healthy choices your body is already quietly receiving and responding to every single day. Sleep, at this stage of life, isn't a luxury anymore. It's the gift you deserve every single night. It's care, it's gentleness, it's recovery. Just one small change starting tonight, a warm cup of tea, a light bowl of oats, or simply choosing the right food at the right time, and you'll feel the difference. Your body wants to sleep. It just needs the right signal. If you've tried any of these foods for sleep before, share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found today's content helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Best Senior Sleep channel to continue on your journey towards better, deeper, more peaceful nights. Thank you for listening. Wishing you a very peaceful night, and I'll see you on the next step of your sleep journey.